Jesse Livermore, When the Market Broke Me and Built Me Again. Every tale of fortune in the market has a shadow. Behind the headlines of dazzling wealth lies a darker truth, the ever-present possibility of complete destruction. It is not just the loss of money, it is the shattering of confidence, the humiliation of arrogance, and the painful collapse of illusions. I know this because I have lived it. The market has torn me apart, and yet, paradoxically, it was in that destruction that I found the strength to rebuild myself. There was a time when I stood at the summit of Wall Street. I had made more than most men could dream of, and I felt untouchable. But markets are merciless. In a single swing, they stripped me bare, dragging me from triumph to despair. That fall was not merely financial, it was psychological. The market crushed not just my capital, but my very sense of self. The agony was not watching money vanish. The true torment was realizing that I had betrayed my own principles. I broke my own rules. I let impatience, whispers of tips, and reckless pride govern my trades. And the market, indifferent and absolute, punished me without hesitation. But strangely, it was precisely in ruin that rebirth began. When everything is gone, excuses fade. You cannot blame the market, the world, or bad luck. You face only one truth. The market is always right, and you are not. So I started over, not with new capital, but with a new mind. I examined my mistakes with ruthless honesty. I wrote them down, dissected them, analyzed them as if under a microscope. I became my own harshest critic. And in that brutal self-audit, I discovered the real enemy was never the market, it was me. The failures were not rooted in lack of knowledge, but in lack of discipline. I was too greedy in victory, too fearful in defeat. I forgot the most essential rule. Capital must be preserved at all costs. Once lost, it cannot easily be regained. Rebuilding demanded humility. I returned to the market cautiously, like a man learning to walk again. Small trades first, test positions to gauge the tide. Only when the market itself confirmed my thesis did I commit more. I learned never to average down, never to fight the tape, and never to cling to hope when evidence said otherwise. The greatest truth the market revealed was this: never fight the trend. If the market rises, do not try to prove it wrong. If it falls, do not try to catch a falling knife. Respect the line of least resistance. Respect the market's verdict. With every return after being broken, my discipline deepened. I learned to wait for clarity, to sit idle until the market revealed its hand. I learned that doing nothing was often the most profitable action. And I learned to embrace cash as a position, for cash preserves opportunity while losses destroy it. Once discipline became my foundation, strength returned. I no longer feared the market's wrath. I accepted it as part of the game. Fear was no longer my enemy, it became my teacher, reminding me to stay humble, reminding me that arrogance is always fatal. People often ask me, how did you rebuild after losing everything? The answer is not luck, nor some secret strategy. It was discipline, pure, relentless discipline. Follow the trend, protect your capital, be patient, add only to winners. These were not suggestions. They became commandments. The art of the comeback is not glamorous. It is not one bold gamble that wins it all back. It is a tedious, disciplined process of testing, waiting, confirming, and scaling. First a small position, then more when the market confirms, and more still when success proves itself real. This is pyramiding with discipline, the only safe way to turn modest gains into great fortunes. And if the market proves you wrong, cut the loss. Immediately, without hesitation. Hope is poison. Delay is death. The market does not care for your wishes. It demands obedience. When you have lost everything more than once, you discover the deepest truth. Your greatest enemy is not the market. It is yourself. Your greed whispers, hold on, it will come back. Your fear screams, sell it all before it's gone. But the market listens to neither. It moves according to its own rhythm. Mastering yourself is the only mastery possible. My life has been a cycle of triumph and collapse, of ruin and resurrection, and through each cycle I learned, there is no final victory. The market never stops testing. It evolves. It deceives. It punishes. The moment you believe you have mastered it, you are already vulnerable. The greatest legacy the market gave me was not money, for money flows in and out like the tide. The true legacy was resilience, the ability to stand firm in chaos, the discipline to obey rules when others are ruled by emotion, the patience to wait while others chase illusions. If you ask me the secret to survival, I would say this: treat every failure as tuition. Do not fear being broken, for it is in breaking that you are remade. Each loss, though brutal, is a step toward wisdom, if only you are willing to learn. Failure is not the end. It is the market's harshest exam. The scars of loss are not marks of shame. They are proof that you endured, that you learned, that you are ready for the next trial. This is the ultimate truth. Defeat is inevitable, but defeat is not final. It is the foundation upon which true endurance is built. Accept it, respect it, learn from it. Wealth is not measured only in dollars. True wealth lies in the mind, in the strength to hold steady while the world panics, in the patience to wait while others rush, in the discipline to follow principles when temptation beckons. That is the wealth no crash can erase. And so my legacy is not a number, not a fortune, but a lesson. The market will break you, again and again. But if you choose to rise, each time you will come back sharper, wiser, and stronger. So embrace failure. Let it burn away illusion. Let it harden your spirit. For the same market that once destroyed you will, if you respect it, become the teacher that rebuilds you into something far greater than before.